Right, I think I got my sound working. Yay! So, xplane, cessna, noob, says it all really. So we're going to be just practicing, nothing fancy, because I don't know a lot about planes, but I want to learn. I would like to learn. So did a bit of reading today, and the next step basically is practicing takeoff, practicing landing, and practicing a circuit. So that's just 90 degrees off, and just 90 degrees again, come back down the side of the runway, and then turn back in and land. Practice that a few times, so see how we get on. I'm sure the landing's going to be absolutely awful. I did have a little practice earlier on today, didn't do so well. I still don't understand why my flight sticks, whenever I try to take off, everything seems to veer off to one side, no matter how much I try correcting everything. I have no clue, basically. Anywho, let's try and crack on a little bit, shall we? And I'm sure there's loads of things, by the way, that I'm missing. But hey, I'll learn that later down the line. For now, I just want to get up in the air and practice. So, from what I understand of this, we need to get at least to 60 kilometers, 60 knots, 60 kilometers, 60 knots. And pull back and stick it up and go. Gonna notch down the flaps a little bit. And we're gonna hold on tight and see what we get. So again, as soon as I let go of the stick, it's banking away. I'm not quite sure if that's just trim I need to do. Gain some altitude. Hello there, Gareth, how you doing? Yeah, takeoff isn't too bad. It's doing the rest of it. I'm going to keep it fairly low, probably keep it within 1,000. And one thing I didn't do, which I'll do now while I've got 2 seconds, just so I can track roughly where I want to be. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Just thought I'd do something different today. I've had this game for I don't know how long. So I think it's time to give a bit of practice at least. Just going to make that first 90 turn. I'll tell you what, I think I'm wanting a yoke, because I think it's going to be easier than a flight stick. Although, saying that, I have seen other people use a flight stick, but I don't know how they've got their setup. So, should be flying 90 away from that. And again, see, it's wanting to bank over. I think my altitude's good enough on that. I think we'll start the next turn. The marker's right behind us now, so we should be flying parallel with... Get the nose down a bit because that's going way too high. Hello there, Shabbos, how you doing? We're just practicing flying, shall we say, and I'm not very good at all, so don't expect a lot. But as you can see now, flying parallel to the runway at least. So we'll use the throttle. Take the flaps off a little bit. Thank you, Shabbos. Gareth, you can be quite a pain doing this, to say the least. But you got to start learning somehow, right? Trying to get this plane to turn. Guessing I could just do that and trim it out. Okay, that's way too much power. Right, let's have a look. This is the hard part for me. I don't know how far to fly down before you make the next turn. Very good, thank you. Right, let's try flap. Lowering the speed, making a turn. We'll lose some of the altitude, I would think. So again, only making a 90 turn. I think we may have wanted to go a little bit further out. Runways are coming up to the side there. But if you can see, throttle back a little bit more. I think I'm getting ready to do that last 90. It's not bad, the runways are there, a little bit too far over. Throttle back a little bit more. I'm from the UK. I'm keeping an eye, there's some lights in front of me, 2 red, 2 white currently, which means I'm pretty much in the right path. Hey Dragon, how you doing? Just using the throttle now. And letting the plane take us down, trying to keep the nose from dipping a bit too low. I think that's 3 red, so we're too low, so a bit more power, get the nose up. Just reinstalled it, yeah? Hey Alexander, how you doing? Let's see if I mess up this touchdown, shall we? Well, I'm going to try. I think I'm coming in a little bit too low, but hey, we're still over the runway, which is the main thing for me. Actually, I forgot the flaps. Whoops, my fault. Well, that wasn't too bad, considering I haven't done too many landings. You've been on since 9 AM. Some devotion into that game, I tell you. Right, so same again. Should be enough runway to do it. All this is going to be a circuit practice. Oof. That's a little bit. He wants to go all over the shop today. I've learned absolutely nothing. I'm literally just practicing my takeoff and landings. I'm not even sure my flight stick is configured correctly, because I tell you what, it does feel like she's wanting to turn all the time, even on her own. Man, you've been putting in the mileage there, Dragon, to do that. Yeah, I'm just keeping it low. There's less to fall. We'll get up there. For now, it's just literally keeping everything pretty level, getting used to the controls, because I'm still not sure I've got everything on the controls sorted. Oh, Dragon, you're doing well there. Yeah, well, if I knew how far away that was and where I'm looking for, that'd be great. But as you can see, I haven't done much. This is, for me, this is just, you know, let's get up in the sky, let's fly it for a bit, let's land it a couple of times as the jet just takes off. Got to avoid that on the way back down. Right, back off the speed a bit. Oh, you get a collection going. No doubt about it there, Dragon. Plus, it's about me learning about throttle control, because I seem to have picked up the fact that throttle control can do quite a bit for you when flying, especially in something like a Cessna, I would have thought. I like the Scania trucks. So right now we've got the runway next to us. I don't know if you can make it out over there, but it's right there. Keeping the altitude about level pegging. So there's the two runways coming to the side of us now. Oh shit, we're drifting a bit. Oh, I'm sure you'll get that, Dragon. I think we're getting for the next turn. Got a touch of flaps. Remember to push the nose down a little bit. Keep the turn going. The runway's just over to the side now. Well, gotta do your school, that's for sure. One more touch of flaps and we'll do the final bank, I think. We might be a little close, but it's all learning. We're a bit early for the bank. Oh, thanks very much, Dragon. Thought I'd try something different today. I'm sure I remember somewhere that 3 red is too low. Oh. Did that just change white? Ah, you just do a search for multiplayer Truckers MP. You can download it. No. It's just got its own website. On the internet. I think I should have pulled back a little bit more. No, it's just its own program, and it just loads ETS or ATS. Now, I have no idea about taxiing, so don't even go there. I just think I could have gone that way, I think. On ETS? Oh my god. I can't remember. 30, 40 million, say? More money than I need. I think I'm just going to have to shoot across the grass unless I see an exit somewhere. I'm just looking for a normal turning. I might just run back down the runway because it's a bit of a cheat, but Let's go for a little drive, shall we? We're doing Cessna driving lessons. I haven't really got the screens configured for true triple screen, but it'll do for now. When I get into the game more, I'll set it up for true triple screens. Nope, I just know that you can do circuits by doing 90 degrees, and I know around the 1,000 mark, but I wasn't keeping it to true. I just know I just want to get up into the air nicely, do the banks 90 degrees, get it back down on the runway. I don't want to go on that runway, but we'll travel down the side because it's good. I'm sure I should have turned the other way, but this is only practice. It's not like we're on a proper server or anything. I'm going to annoy anybody. Why can't you drive in Spain then? You get used to it. Bit of practice. When you're on the other side of the road. Yeah, see? Alexander, now you're getting all the technical stuff. I did the tutorial bit where it just says, right, okay, this is how you take off, this is how you land. This purely is just for me to carry on practicing takeoff and landings and get the basic of circuit, which is, you know, yes, fly, take off, get to 1,000, make your turns. You know, if somebody said to me, do you know how far away you are from this, that and the other, I wouldn't even know where I'm looking for that. That's all other stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty much DLC. I mean, I've got all the DLC, so I would recommend getting it all when you can. I want to be over there, though. I'm just going to travel down here, I think. I really should have done just touch down and take back off again. But I didn't really think about that. Yeah, the DLC will cost money, but if you wait for the sales, you can pick them up for a couple of quid. Well, because it goes across. Well, there we are. That looks like a turning up ahead. Let's get to there, shall we? I do actually think the flight stick is performing a little better now. I've kind of calibrated it as well, because I didn't really calibrate it before. It seems that xplane kind of likes having the calibration. Oh well, we'll use this. Discord is open. If people want to message me, they can do, and I reply when I can. Oh, look. We're going to just nip round and turn around by here, I think. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? I'm very good, thank you. And yourself? Right then. Be ready for another one. Let me do my marker again, because that seems to have drifted off a bit. So, if I put my marker there, I would swap screens, but I don't think I've got it programmed in. Let's have a look. Have I got it here? Oop, no, no. No, I haven't got it programmed in. That's a shame. I'll have to set up my xplane profile, which I haven't done on here yet, so that's out the window. But anyway, it's pretty much bang on with north anyway. So, let's try again, shall we? Alright, we'll give it a go. So we're heading for 700 feet. Hold on, let's do that. Let's... So again, flaps one notch down, ready for takeoff. I'm guessing that's the right one to do. X-plane, Jerry. Oh, we'll be getting up. Favorite game at the moment, probably Dirt Rally. So when you're doing upwind, do you just keep it full throttle, or? Addy, how you doing? Sorry I didn't see you there, buddy. Got a lot going on. Okay, we're getting there. Getting ready for the first turn. We'll make the first turn. No, I mean once you're up off the ground, do you keep it full, or would you just pull it back just a little bit? That was a little bit too sharp. We're heading up. Compensate for the flaps. So we can lower the nose a bit. Now at 1001, so we can make our next turn. Jerry Alexander's done quite a few hours in flight. Hell of a lot more than I ever have. So, we're just at, what, 1-2, so we're a little bit higher than expected, but I'm using the throttle to try and keep the altitude where I want it. Get some sleep then, Dragon. Take care. So if you're just cruising in like a Cessna, what's the cruising speed? Like 80? If you were to buy these now, you'd be buying the X56. You're probably looking at nearly £200 for these. But when I purchased them, these were on offer for 119. We're nearly there, just a little bit further out, I think. So if we're using flaps, what are we using? 10, whatever it is. One notch down, 2 notch down. I can never remember what the degrees is. How bad is that? Right, let's do the bank. And we want to start making a descent then, yeah? Yeah, it'll probably run. Well, I need to get that nose down, don't I? Lose some altitude quickly. Alright, okay. Well, there's another plane there. We'll learn. We'll get there. We'll do that on the next one. Right, we're at 700 now at least. And I think we're ready to turn to the final part now. Ooh, hold on, I think we're a bit low on throttle. Let's get it back up. So what's the minimum for landing? Is it the same as takeoff, like 60, or is there a speed to be heading for? I think we're a little too low on speed. I don't know, I'm considering purchasing a yoke, even if I just get rudder pedals. I don't know, whether I can use my brake and accelerate, I have no idea, but this does everything on the flight stick. I just find it a little bit cumbersome. Or should we try as they call it, flaring a bit more with this one this time? Or did I flare a bit early? Whew. Are we down? Alright, okay. I'm liking that. Let's put the brakes on again a second. So, I think the main thing we got to do now yeah. Got ya. So the question is, you know, you said you've got to go down to 700 before making the turn. When would you normally make the dive down to 700 then? Would you do that as you're like getting to the end of the runway and start coming down and then turn in? Or is there like a set point? I got you, so the ballpark is usually 1,000, but it's plus or minus depending on the elevation. I don't think I should be sitting on this runway for too long, considering that airliner just came down. I'm gonna get landed on by something. Right, should we have another go? Let me see if I can sort out this camera quickly. I want to do that one. Properties. So we can kind of swap screens for now. Yeah, but when do you... What I'm saying is, when you come into the last part, when you're doing your cruising at, you know, 1,100 and you're parallel to the runway, when do you start to make your descent, though? Is that done at any time? Is it done, you know, as you get to the end of the runway? Has you parallel at the end? Or do you do it, you know, is there like a set time when you should be doing it? Oh, that's an old one. Let's get rid of that one, shall we? I've just got confused. Alright, so hold on. So when you're parallel to the runway making your way back, when you then turn the 90, then you turn 90 and head down. So what I did was right then, because I made my turn and then headed down towards the 700. And then we were on the final. Oh man, it's confused now. Right, let's just go. We can explain on the way. Okay. Oh, I think I put the flaps up. Forgot about that. Ooh, that's going up quick. Probably a bit too quick. Right, let's go for the first turn then, shall we? Try not to climb too quick. Wrong way. Okay, it's a bit better on control, I think. Right, next turn. Get that nose back down. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. That's like your bank angles or something, isn't it? It's the same on your I can't remember what you call that bit. I'll probably call it the wrong thing if I call it anything. It's way fast. Where's the runway? Nearly there. Okie dokie. I think we're ready for that last stretch now. We're down to 700. Runway's coming in. Oh, going down a bit too low now. Get the nose up. We've overshot it a little bit. Oh yeah, absolutely know that. It's not going to be overnight. You know, you've got to consider your bank angle, you've got to consider your pitch and how high, how low, how much speed, how... Because it all has a factor. You adjust one, it adjusts the other. Oh crap. Looks like there's a plane on the runway. Hopefully it'll take off by the time we get there. Oh no, he's taxiing off. Thank God for that. He's heading for another one. Whoa, there's a little bit of... braking down heavily because we want to take off again. Okay, I don't think it was too bad. I'm just trying to think. So really, when you make that last turn, you want to be turning and heading down to 700 as you're making the turn, or do you make the turn first then go down to 700? Don't get much time when you look at it. Actually, could try and make this screen look a little bit more interesting. There's some black bars and have it slightly wider, shall we? Get to see a little bit more then. Right, uh-oh. There we are. Should we try another one then? It's all about the practice. Hold on, what's my flaps on? Nope, we're okay. The first time I tried taking this thing off, it was squirrely all the way down the runway. Right, so head up to 700 again. Okay, we can get ready for the bank turn in a moment. Right, make the move now. Do the 90 degree. Try not to exceed. Did a few times there. Don't be so quick with the stick. Altitude's heading up. We're nearly there. We're going to back off the throttle a little bit. Okay, we'll do the next turn. Online network, I'm not sure about that just yet. I wouldn't want to be upsetting all the folks who can fly proper. Proper like. So at the moment, just trying to keep it level pegged. No, we want to go that way, I think. Yeah, I want to just get comfortable with the takeoff and landings, doing the circuits. I'll do that today. The next time I jump into it, maybe we'll look at the next step then, you know, procedures and things like that. I know that procedures is a bit of everything, and there's probably loads of stuff I haven't even touched on this yet. So just having a quick look. You can see we've just flown past the end of the runway, so we've got a little bit further to go. Usually, good marker for me is this road. Won't be far off the 45 really, so if I take that to about 90. Seeing the airport's there now. Get into the back. If I do that road, as I just fly by that, so I want to be heading down and making my turn. Peg the altitude a little bit better there rather than dropping too low. Oh, hold on, I'm too busy reading. I've got to make that turn. Well, that's brought us on the runway quite nicely. ready for this. Flaps down another notch for me. Come on. I think I need to be flaring that a little bit more, as they say. Oof. Nearly overcooked it. You're doing a wheelie. Oh, that was a little bit better than the last one, that's for sure. It felt a little bit smoother. Plus, coming in felt more controlled. Yeah, not a problem. I might do another circuit. I could do with the practice. Oh, let's have a quick look around, shall we? There is just so much stuff. Even with the Cessna, it's only pretty basic, but cranky. It's like, I wouldn't even know where to start with half this stuff. They've got an error coming up saying the directional gyro is not aligned with magnitude north. I don't even know where my gyro is. Pilot, GPS, comms. Recenter my trim at least. Wonder if I can get rudder to work. That's what happens when I twist. I might try assigning the rudder to the pedals to see if I can get that to. That would be weird, wouldn't it? Bad inside here, is it? Right, let's do another one. May as well. No point in sitting here like a lemon otherwise. Wait for that golden 60 and then straight up. The flaps up completely, keep the nose on the up and just keep an eye on that altimeter now. Yeah, we'll do one more. It's all practice. Won't take too long. I can always crash and burn it, don't worry. gonna make my turn, not that fast. Altitude marker's coming up quick. A little bit more. Make a next turn. Keep that nose down. An eye. I'm just going level peg, and that's that road I use for reference. Right, we'll start that last but one turn, I should say. Well, that nose is not going down, so I've got to make sure that goes down right now. Nose wasn't as smooth as the last time, was it? Lucky enough, we've come out a bit wider today. I think we can start making that last turn now. We're a little bit lower than expected. Oh, no, we're too early. What, so leave flaps off until you're literally coming onto the runway? Alright then, learn something new. See? And I definitely need throttle up. If I'm looking at this right, I'm still too high, still too low, aren't I? Hey Black Fox, how you doing? Yeah, well, you might call it flying. It's kind of not flying. It's kind of winging it. Excuse the pun. We're kind of where we need to be right now. Need to be further down. Okay, I'm guessing we need to be throttling back a bit. It seems to be climbing, not going down. Yeah, I know. I think I had the throttle wrong. Hey, I can walk away with it. It's a good thing. Pooh! I tell you what. Whew. Okay, Mr. ATC. Oh, he's very strict. Hey, good old notepad coming handy. I can make notes as I'm going along. Okay, I get it. And you might as well be talking Chinese. Oh, it's not even set up for triples properly. So I should answer, okay, runway 01 right, cleared for takeoff. Okay. Roger Tower. See, Black Fox knows this stuff as well. Don't try and show me up now. So, the wind detail, that comes from the tower itself? Or would that be something that I can find on the plane as well? Or is that only coming from tower? Absolutely, but... Okay, and what is, who, here we go, here comes all the technical jargon that I have no clue about. But it's all good, I love it. Ooh, cup of coffee. Made one ages ago and I forgot. Search and rescue. So wait, let me get this. This is in gaming search and rescue, or is this real life thing? I'm only asking because I have no idea. Well, I might be calling on you soon when I take this thing up and I crash land it somewhere over there. You can come over and get it. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, he's obviously managing, you know, more than just myself on the runway and the surrounding buildings. So let me just put some of these notes over here so I know what's what. Always good to take notes. So I don't have to repeat the wind part, do I? I'm just getting this part right. So I would be saying... Or you would. You just confirm the whole lot, yeah? Okay. And where would you put, like, your call sign? Is that at the front or the end? Okay, so it's at the end then. I get it, right. So it would be Roger Tower, runway 01 right, cleared for takeoff, ultra-wide gamer, blah. Or whatever the call sign is. Always at the end, right. I'll make a note of that now because I'll forget that. Do you know what? Typing with the keyboard over here is really like No, I can see that, absolutely. I'm just making a copy of that. Right, okay. Call sign at the end, made a note. So then, is there anything that I would need to be doing, say, with the plane itself, with the settings before takeoff? Is there anything like, I mean, I understand a little bit about trim. But, you know. Why is this responding? What's it responding to? Or is that just my mouse movement? You know, like the throttle push open, does that need to be pulled out for lean or max and all of that? For the mixture? Oh wow, I had the flaps all the way to full. Okay. I know, tell me about it. So what are we going to do? We're going to head down the runway and just go? And trust me, I got a head like a sieve at the best of times. You'll be asking me again in like 5 minutes and I'll have forgotten, so don't worry. That's a good point. Coffee refill. I haven't finished yet, but I'm not far off. Nah, I better not. I'll be all day. I'll be going to the toilet more than taking off. But that is finished. Well, if you bring your own plane, you can play. But we're not online, so... Okay, well we did the read back, didn't we? This tower's taken ages to respond. Needs to be fired. The X-plane's running pretty well. On the 3 screens it does... It's only just about hitting 40, 50 frames. Chances are if I get higher it will get better, but it runs okay. I'm happy with it. It doesn't need to be anything spectacular. I can always put it down to 1 screen while I'm learning. It's just fun to have it on the 3. Oh, there's something. Whenever I launch into this plane, I get a warning to the right of me that says the directional gyro is not aligned with magnetic north. What's that and how do you fix it? I've got no clue. Directional gyro? Not that I have a clue what they're talking about. Yeah, it judders when I move it with the mouse. It's a shame, but if I move this, it's nice and smooth. Mouse input is rubbish. So I'd be saying, Roger Tower, winds 10, well I'd have to do winds, so it would be Roger Tower, runway 01 right, cleared for takeoff, ultra-wide gamer. Do I sound like a pro yet? Alright, don't have to use that one. So, as long as you answer, you don't have to worry about the Roger Tower bit. Okay, well we can... I'll edit my notes for that one so I know. And my screen keeps blacking out every time I do that. It's blooming annoying. Right, so are we going? Let's go! Okay. Because I have no idea what that is. It's like, okay, that's a weird one. Boop. Let's do a little bit of triple screen this time round, shall we? And when you're climbing, should it be like 15, 20 degrees pitch? Making our first bank. Keeping the climb going. A little bit too steep. So really it doesn't really matter as long as you get into your desired altitude and speed, I guess. Whoa. So as soon as you hit the 1100, do you turn, or is it worth just going out a little bit wider just to play safe? I mean, I use this patch of grass down there, head to that and then make a turn. It's like my eyeballing it kind of way of doing it. Right, well, we're turning for the downwind. Ooh, that's too much. My intentions are not to fuck up. Sorry, but... I'll be going ultra-wide gamer, downwind 01 right for touch and go. And yeah, keep an eye on what you're doing in front of you and get that throttle back. Right. So then I'm checking my points. Star Alert 5. Report final 01 right, ultra-wide gamer. God, I need to get myself a call sign. That sounds really bad. And I do that before I make that turn, I'm guessing. I'm making that back turn, trying to lose some altitude as well. Okie dokie, I'll try and remember that. But how do you know when to start turning for the final? Oh god. Drifting too low. I think we got to turn now, or we're going to miss the runway completely. Ooh, we've overshot a little bit. Okay, so I'll be saying ultra-wide gamer final 0-1 right. Honk honk. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're still a bit too high. We need to lose some altitude from what I can see. Oh man, come on, nose down. Really? 0-1 right, cleared for touch and go, ultra wide gamer. It's hard to read that and concentrate on the runway, you know that, right? Okay, we touched. Hey, you can argue amongst yourselves as to which lingo it is. I have no idea. I'll just smile and wave, boys. Oh yeah, I'll jump in by F-16 now, and you know, or F-18, whatever they use on the carrier, I can't remember. Oh wait, don't say that! Oh crap, see? Too busy reading. Right, hold on, this is going to be a mess. I didn't copy and paste everything. Whoa! Okay, we can level off. Throttle back a bit. I've got to go back and find out where we were. Beep. 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 Right, hold on, we got to do the downwind. Let's do that while I remember. Right, I can't read chat at the moment because my chat window's vanished. I'll fix it in a second. Why is my chat window messed up? Not now. Right, so I should be saying ultra-wide gamer downward 01 right for landing. I think the call sign is at the end only when you're repeating back. Yeah. See, he's done it again now. Now I'm going to have to read while I'm doing everything. This is mad. Z1 right, cleared for landing. Or final, sorry. Ultra-wide gamer. I'm sure I've probably said that in the wrong spot, but hey, I know you got to repeat at some point. Where's the runway gone? Alright, hold on, there's the road. I know roughly where I am. Let's make that turning and get some of the altitude off. Okay, we'll look at that last turn. A little early. And then a little late. And remembering to say Ultra-wide gamer final 01 right. I need to copy and paste all that stuff. I'm sure I'm supposed to say something else, but I'm concentrating too much on this landing. Oh, too high. Backing off. I know I'm supposed to say something, but sorry guys, I'm going to have to mess that part up. Because this is proving to be quite the handful when you're trying to do everything. Next time I'll fly further out so I got more time. Come on. Mumble mumble landing. That's a lot to think of, you know. I know you just repeat something, and I should have probably just repeated and added my name to the end, but I gotta admit, I was concentrating on getting the altitude back down because I could see I was running too high. You know, with a bit of practice, I'm sure it'll become a lot more natural as well. Right then, shall we make a change to something else? I think we've done a bit now of flying. I'm kind of like, whoof, need to breathe. I've got, say, another, I don't know, it's 22, I got about another hour or so, could jump into something else. Could do a bit of dirt rally or something. Anybody got any preferences? And I have no idea if that's the correct way of turning off a plane. Though Pong would be a pain in the ass, because you'd have one bat over one side, one bat over the other, and you'd have no room. You'd be looking all over the shop. Well, that's just it. I mean, it's not like I'm doing this every day. It's like if I had an ATC or something when I was driving around, perhaps it would be more natural. So hold on, what your last comment was what? That was wind is 10 degrees, runway right, clear to land. So I'm guessing I should have just said something like runway 01 right. Why would I then just repeat clear to land, ultra-wide gamer? Or would you word it differently? Yeah, but you'd have to cover quite a lot. You'd get a sore neck. Ah, there we are. So that was close. So just say runway 01 right, clear to land, and you call sign. Speed, call sign Maverick. That's me, yeah. Or am I Goose? I'm not quite sure yet. Well, I guess we'll find out. Nah, I mean, I've dabbled with flight before. I've had a little go in X-plane before. You know, I've only ever dabbled. You know, we're talking about, you know, flying sims from back in the Commodore 64 and Commodore Amiga days. You know, I can barely take off and land most things. That's about it. So, turning around and going, okay, buddy, that's no good. You still got your C64. Ah, man. Coco, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I used to have a Commodore 64, Commodore Amiga. Gone are those days now. I sold them. Kind of wish I still had a Commodore Amiga, but every time I kind of dabble with it again, it's I look at it and go, yeah, no. It's still looking pretty rough in comparison. Become a bit of a snob. So what are we going to do? We're going to try something else? Shall I end the stream and start another game? The question is, what game? That is the question. Oop. We get my... Oh my god. Phew. There's a nice Windows desktop for you to look at. Well, it should state, actually, I agree and will try to follow what you said. However, I might mess it up and crash into the ground. Nightbot jumped on that one. I think it saw the word. Yes, Assetto. You can imagine what it saw, and it didn't like that. Sorry, Coco. Oh man, I gotta fix Nightbot. That's so funny sometimes. You gotta love it though. Oh, hold on. Let's fix all this back a second. Where's my center? Oh, get on. There we go. So we've got steering wheel back. Well, I fancy burning a few laps in Dirt Rally yet again, because I've got to do my Dirt Rally at some point, and I haven't done any Dirt Rally today. However, we do have a truck shifter on. That could be problematic. How you doing? Very good, thank you. What about yourself? Take that off, shall we? Push that out of the way. Push that out of the way. Well, if we do anything, it will be a different car, don't worry. Like, what I will do, though, I'm going to end the stream here. I'll be back because I'm going to rename everything. So at least people don't get confused as to why there's Dirt Rally at the end of a flight sim anyway. So I will be back in 2 ticks. Steam on the laptop. Well, hopefully that works all good for you. As I say, I'll be back shortly. Keep an eye out for a Dirt Rally stream. I'll be back in a moment.